is David Rodek. A change of plans. A change of plans. David Rodek.
Great. And Scott, you can hear me okay? Chris? Okay, great. 2020. What a year. I don't think anyone's going to miss it. But you know what? It started with one of the happiest moments of my life. You see, in January, for the very first time, I won a club contest, and I was thrilled. I couldn't wait for the chance to compete with Toastmasters from all over DC. Couldn't stop daydreaming about the area event. I imagined a big stage, a huge cheering crowd, and best of all, we planned the St. Patrick's Day pub crawl after the event. Well, as you guys know, fate had a change of plans. As the COVID situation went from bad to worse, our district wisely canceled the in-person event. But I'm forever grateful that they didn't cancel the whole thing. Instead, they moved us to Zoom, where we still are today. And we had a great time competing online. Now, as we get ready for yet another online contest, I thought it'd be fun to share a little bit about my experience and also give some advice for all our contestants today as we get ready. So competing online is a tough adjustment. I had to take my speech and go from this big stage and try to condense it to this little computer screen. There were a few challenges I ran into. First, trying to engage the audience. Because let's be honest, there is no audience. It's just me and you sitting by ourselves in our homes. Yeah, I can see the occasional picture on top. I can see Layla, I can see Scott's name, but it's really not the same as hearing laughs or cheers or anything else. But as the speaker, you still got to find a way to keep people engaged. The first tip I think that helps is keeping the eye contact. When you're on the computer, it's so easy to look up and down and just sort of like wander around and you're breaking that eye contact. Even worse, maybe you see someone's picture on the bottom of your screen and you're staring and people feel like you're looking at a weird place. What I do is I keep a photo behind my camera. I've got, looking right back into my eyes, my family's pet poodle, Elmo. He's there keeping me inspired. It's good because he's my #1 Toastmaster fan. Woof, woof. David, watch out for those filler words. Okay, Elmo. Okay, good dog. We don't have an all counter tonight, so I thought I'd volunteer Elmo. I know I'm fooling around. You know me, my speeches. I like to have jokes, and I can get a little bit silly, and there's a reason for that. I find that gives me energy. It helps me smile. It maybe has me laughing a little bit in my head because it is hard. You don't hear the audience. You don't know if those jokes are falling flat, but it's still up to you to get your own energy when you speak for everyone out there. You don't want to fall in the trap where you're just like, oh, it's quiet, so I'll get quieter and speak duller and slow down. No, forget that. Imagine that they're laughing, make yourself feel good, smile, and that energy will transfer even through the camera. So now that you've got the audience pumped up, what else could help you with your Zoom contest speech? Well, next thing you got to figure out is how to adjust your gestures for being on Zoom. It's tough because you only have a very limited amount of space to work with. And I've seen a few approaches that could work well. Some people who have very expressive face, I find they like to get really close to the camera. And that way you can smile, you can frown, maybe you can look surprised, like, oh. I did my best, but I think you guys could tell I'm maybe not the greatest actor, so that's why I try to stay back a little bit. I prefer to talk with my hands, so I like to sit a few feet back so I can get it all in frame. Now, with that being said, sitting is a little hard to move. It's hard to really go side to side unless you kind of shuffle. I find that I preferred when I did my speeches last year to use an external microphone so I could stand and walk all over the place. I felt that gave a lot more movement, but it really is up to you. Honestly, the person who won last year, Lauren Merritt Taylor, she did her speech sitting down. It was terrific. And not only did she win DC, she went all the way to the international contest. So if you like to sit, there's no problem. You can still give a great speech. If I have just one last piece of advice for body movement, be careful not to move too quickly. I had this problem. You're nervous, you're energetic. I wanted to do this expression to be like, oh, I'm feeling kind of like, eh. So I did this hand like, eh. And I don't know how that came across on the camera, but I've heard it's way too blurry. People have no idea what I'm trying to do. So personally, I've had to force myself, slow it down. Hopefully you can see it this time around. So keep that in mind as you do your gestures. Now, just to wrap up, one other area that got me in trouble is hidden movements, like bad habits. You don't know what's going on. You're kind of in your own world, and that's where you can pick up these nervous tics. Maybe you've got a pen on the side, you're clicking as you speak. Maybe you're looking all over the place, or you're checking your Slack on the bottom of your computer. One incident I ran into, I was presenting at a new club and I was nervous. I wanted to give a good job. I was so focused on my slides, I didn't realize what I was doing. The evaluator stepped up. Dave, great speech. But did you realize you were swinging back and forth, back and forth, back, and the whole speech I was doing it. When I watched the video, I was right. It's a very bad habit. And if you ever see someone in a computer chair, chances are they might be doing that. So I don't know if I was doing it earlier today. I was a little bit nervous, but I've been trying to plant my feet. So there you have it. These are my 3 best tips. If you keep the audience engaged, work on your gestures, and avoid the bad movements, I think you can have a lot of success. And if you don't believe me, well, I'm going to brag a little bit. I got to show off. I got this in the mail. The district worked hard to send it to me. This is my trophy from last year. Not only did I win area online, I got to the district, and it was something I had dreamed about for a long time. But even though I got the trophy, it really did feel like something was missing. In my mind, I was missing the crowd. I was missing the cheers. And worst of all, I missed the beers. So on one hand, I was a little bit sad. But on the other, I was so grateful for that opportunity. As we all know, 2020 was a tough year. People are at home, they're sad, they're frustrated. So to get the chance to get on screen and help people smile and maybe even laugh was tremendous. I hope these tips help you do the same with your speech as we move forward with another Zoom contest. With that being said, I had to make some big changes to my speeches and to my life, but I didn't cancel them. I look forward to a few short months when we can finally get back to all this celebrating in person. Thank you.
Thank you, David. At this point,